Step towards Champions League football next season by beating rivals Aston Villa 3-1 at Old Trafford. And once again, Bruno Fernandes was at the centre of things for United as he closes in on the Premier League record for assists in a single season. United took the lead just after half-time.
Casemiro! It's the same old formula. The set piece opening the door for his 7th Premier League goal of the season.
It's a brilliant, brilliant header. He's got a lot to do into that far corner. Couldn't be any better in off the post.
That sparked Villa into life. They were soon level.
Barkley! 1-1. His first Premier League start in over a year. Barkley scored on the last one. He scored on this one too.
But they weren't level for long.
Great pass.
Fernandes has found Cunha. Cunha got the edge on Conference, scores! Aston Villa taken apart.
Well, that is an absolute thing of beauty, that goal. His assists and his contributions towards goals are a joke. Just watch there. He runs offside and Burmo, but Cunha doesn't. And the pass from Bruno Fernandes, we're right behind it, so you can just see what he's looking at, and it's a beautiful pass. And the finish, you always think of Thierry Henry with that one. A brilliant response from United.
Well, the game was sealed late on thanks to Manchester United's super sub.
Šeško! He's becoming the ultimate impact substitute.
Fernandes' 2 assists yesterday means he has more in a single Premier League season than any other United player in the competition's history, overtaking David Beckham. He's also 4 assists off the overall Premier League record held by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm more proud and more pleased because I did it serving my teammates. You know, that's even better because giving joy to the others is also very good when you play in the position I play. So I'm very happy that I can help them to score and to be happy having their moments. And obviously it's a huge achievement for me, but main achievement will be in the top spots at the end of the season.
He's been exceptional since he's come to the club. There was a period about 18 months ago where I thought that he went like this, and then there was a little bit maybe of a dip slightly below that standard, but it just feels to me now, right now, that he's playing the very best and the most comfortable that I've seen him. He's exceptional on the ball. He's seen passes early, he's always seen the pass early. But what I like about him most is that he basically looks the furthest forward to see what the maximum damage that he can do with a pass. And he finds and he looks for runners all the time. And I think that's what a midfield player or a player that plays as an advanced midfield player like him should do.
Right, Tim, quickly before we bring in a Manchester United fan, it's 8 assists in 9 games for Fernandes, OK? He's 4 away from the record, and there's 8 games to go. Given he's got 8 in 9, is he going to get there for assists?
I think so, and he deserves to. Outstanding, magnificent servant to the football club. Like Gary said, as soon as he's come to the club, his numbers, what he's been putting up year on, year out, even when the team's struggling, he always stands up. He's so durable, he hardly ever misses a game, and his passing range is outstanding. It just makes a mockery of Ruben Amorim's selection in a 6th position last season. He's an obviously...
Well, earlier this season as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, how can you not see that? How can you not see that Kobe Mainoo has to play in there with this man? That pass there from Casemiro into him, it's like playing chess. Casemiro looks forward, he knows exactly where Cunha is. He can't get him the ball, so he gives it out wide so he can play it.
Clever.
But he gives him no control problems. Just says, go on, Bruno, can you slip that in behind with a first-time pass? And look at the arrogance of that. Love it. Love it. Outstanding, this boy is. Outstanding. Fantastic. Must be a dream to play in front of him. If you're Cunha and Mbeumo or Šeško, as soon as this kid gets the ball, you're on the move. You know full well there's a good chance. He's got that pass what not a lot of players have in the Premier League, where he's standing start. He doesn't low back lift. He floated one in first half to Dalot yesterday, and he just dinks it over the top. He's not even moving, stationary, and he just gets his foot under it. He's a wonderful player.
Right, Bradley Tooth joins us. Bradley, who's the best player in the Premier League right now?
Well, I think you've just been talking about him for the last few minutes, right? You know, he's absolutely flying, and Tim, you made the point about Amorim playing him in a 6, which was criminal. But even his record in the 6th position, he still created more chances than anyone else in the league from that position. You know, he's been unleashed now by Michael Carrick. The players look like they're playing with a smile on their faces, and doesn't matter what scenario they're in, they feel they can overcome it. And Bruno is at the centre of it, like he's been at the centre of everything good we've done over the last few years. And I think he definitely deserves the player of the season. I mean, I know Declan Rice is having a good season, and they're different types of players, and you have to look at what Arsenal are going to do. But purely where this Man United team have been this season and the level of performances, for Bruno to be posting the numbers that he's doing, he's an absolute joke.
There's not a team in the Premier League he can't play for.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he improve everyone? Does he improve every club?
Yes.
He walks into every team. City would have him, Arsenal would have him. Chelsea 100%, Liverpool would have him. But he's ours, and the job of the club now is to make sure that they build and continue to build the team around him for next season.
Do you expect him to stay? In your mind, is there any chance that he leaves in the summer?
Well, it depends on the ambition of the club, really. Bruno he's floated out there that Saudi were after him last season, but the club his ambition, and I think they will. Yeah. So I don't think he'll leave. But you never know in football, right?
Brad, Bradley, if he ain't left by now, mate, he's weathered the storm, ain't you? So surely you've weathered the storm. If he ain't left by now, he's going to stay for the cream. You're only looking upwards now.
As you know, with opinions on these things, 45 minutes can turn into. Can make anyone look a fool. Look at what you said about Sesko earlier on in the season, right? You never know what can happen.
Yeah, but I'll go. But you want me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then.
He ain't the answer. What he done is the kid. He's absolutely proved that he deserves the opportunity to be the answer. I'm judging him of Man United players in the past. Look, Michael keeps leaving him out. He's only leaving him out for a reason, because you've got better options. Yeah, I think he's earned the right to have the opportunity, but he's not 100% the answer, is he, at the moment? But he can develop.
Is Carrick the answer, Bradley, though? Is Carrick the answer? He's beaten Guardiola, he's beaten Arteta, he's beaten Emery. Surely you have to give him the job now. Is there any doubt in your mind that he gets the job?
Zero doubt in my mind, and there should be zero doubt in anyone else's mind, really. I mean,
there's a few doubters out there, mate, in Man United colours, by the way.
Are they Man United colours, though? Even though they represented the club, are they Man United colours? You have to ask that question. Even though you captain the team for however many years, he's clearly got a bit of an agenda against Michael Carrick. And, ultimately, Carrick is passing the test, right? We're top of the league in terms of since he's taken over, if you look at all the other teams. And why would you want to move away from that? There's a fancy toy out there in France doing really well in Luis Enrique, but why upset the apple cart? He's got a tune out of these players, which other managers have really struggled with. He has got the fans on side. He seems to be all the noise in and around the club has settled down, even when people are kicking off. And it was a big test yesterday. Newcastle did a number on us with 10 men, and to go and beat Emery, who's a great coach, to go beat them so convincingly, and we were always looking like the team that were going to win yesterday. And look, he's unbeaten at home.
Is there a manager out there you'd swap him for?
No, not at the minute.
Okay, no one in the world.
Nobody. Why?
Very much behind Michael Carrick, and why not? He is doing a brilliant job since coming in at Old Trafford. Thank you.
Well, Brad.
No worry.
You mentioned Unai Emery. Jamie Carragher said in his newspaper column this week that he should...
Did you read that?
Yeah, I do, actually. I'm paid to read it.
Don't pay to read, just get a screenshot.
But he did say that Unai Emery should be coming here as the front runner for the Manchester United job. Would you see it that way? Can you see Unai Emery as the manager here?
Look, he should be in contention because I've said before, I think he's the second best manager in the league when it comes to experience in Europe after Pep Guardiola. Mikel Arteta and Arne Slot will have something to say about that and think differently maybe, but Unai Emery's exceptional. I can say now I don't think Manchester United will, if Manchester United finish in the Champions League, which I think they will, I don't think they will take Michael Carrick out and put Unai Emery in. I think that would be, I don't think they'll do that. And that's not because I think Michael Carrick's a better coach than Unai Emery. I think that Unai Emery's exceptional and he's proved himself all over Europe and won trophies all over Europe. However, I just think that they'll think, because of his record previously maybe at Arsenal, that it'll be too big a risk to bring him into Manchester United. It'll be too much of an upheaval, and Michael Carrick's got a sort of understanding of what happens here in this club, so I don't think it'll be an appointment that would be made. I think for Michael Carrick not to be the manager of Manchester United next season, it's going to have to be one of the sort of top managers in the world, and Tuchel's not there anymore. Your Ancelotti's, your Enrique's, those types of managers who are just exceptional and sort of world class. I don't think it's anybody, I mean, Unai Emery is in that category, but maybe slightly below that sort of top level of Champions League winner, of sort of Premier League and La Liga title winning managers. But he's an exceptional coach. I don't think he will be the manager here next year. But Kara's right. He should be in the running because Manchester United should keep their options open right now because you don't know what's going to happen before the end of the season. But I don't see him being here ahead of Michael Carrick, who's just doing his interview now.
We're going to move on now to a controversial incident in Manchester United's win against Aston Villa yesterday. Ross Barkley levelled for Villa, but did the ball touch Amadou Onana in an offside position? Let's take a look.
It's Bailey's cross towards Konsa, away by Shaw. Digne back in. Barkley! 1-1!
Well, there's some complaints from those red shirts. Not quite sure what it's about. There's a look there, maybe. Onana, is he blocking Lammens? That would be really harsh. Lammens has no chance on this. Absolutely no chance. The hit from Ross Barkley is so true. Oh, has it hit his back? Has it flicked him? I mean,
is there a brush there? There's no obvious deviation of the ball, is there?
It's impossible to tell whether that hits Onana or not, really.
There is no conclusive evidence of a touch, and so the goal stands. Yeah, it is 1-1.
That's where I got to with it. You could not be sure that that ball has hit Onana. Only he would know. He's unlikely to admit it. Oh, as he just said he did.
Unlikely to admit it, kind of did admit it.
I think he's claiming the goal.
What did you think, Dermot?
I think that's the best solution, isn't it? We don't want to see goals chalked out. You certainly don't want to see a goal chalked out for what Gary Neville described as did it not, did it not. It's hard to tell, you know, because we're already at a stage where people go, VAR takes goals away. I think if that had been disallowed, that would have been the argument now. Is, do you really have to look and scrutinise and find something that people can't see?
I mean, just for people at home, because I got asked this on X, people said to me, if the ball brushes someone's shorts or shirt but not actually hits the player, is that still given as a touch on the ball?
Yeah, because it's part of him, isn't it? It's his kit is his body.
Yeah.
But I generally think that there'd be more arguments if this was disallowed than...
Yeah. I mean, it's a great finish as well. But again, people were saying to me, but is he interfering? Because the player's right there, the ball's going that direction. Again, for me, it was a no because the keeper hasn't even appealed for it. So it was a perfectly good goal for me.
OK, well, Benjamin Šeško got United's third goal. Diego Dallo appeared to be offside in front of Emi Martinez, but this was allowed to stand too.
Yeah, I think this is where the offside law is much, much better because in the past you were disallowing goals when you didn't really have to. You look at this, it's always going to be a goal. You know, Dallo does nothing wrong, he gets struck in. Goalkeeper can't say that. If you look where he is now, he's not in the goalkeeper's eye line. Yeah. I just think it's one of them that he's in an offside position. What doesn't help the goalkeeper as well, that people didn't realise at first, it actually strikes the Villa defender, which is why it flies up at that angle.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, again, the goalkeeper didn't even protest. He didn't throw his hands up in the air. So it's a perfectly good goal.
There was first half, Manchester United wanted a penalty as Ahmad went down in the box. He felt his shirt was pulled by Tyrone Mings. Was that enough to give a penalty, Jay? What did you think?
I didn't think so. I think when the ball comes in like that, I think Tyrone Mings is more like kind of not holding him, but having his arm there to stop him coming around him. But I think if you're giving penalties for that, that would be really, really soft.
I'm in that camp as well, Jude. I think you look at it. We talk about is it enough, but we've already alluded earlier to players feel, forwards feel, defenders feel. It's part of the game.
Yeah, another penalty shot here, this time Barkley on Casemiro. Did the United midfielder need to go down like this?
I think you've summed it up, haven't you? He feels a little bit of contact and he just buckles. It's like you just said at the last one. You don't want penalties for that, do you?
No, I mean, if I had my cards here, I'd be giving that 8.5. Just for form, because you've seen him, he's holding him and then he's kind of jumped forward. I mean, he's tried to make the most of it. He's tried to con the referee into giving a penalty, but I think that would have been soft as well.
We move on to Arsenal. They faced Everton and extended their lead at the top of the Premier League with a late victory. It could have been easier if they got a penalty.
This is sliding it in. Havertz goes down. Referee waves it away.
Oh, it's a foul. It's a foul all day long.
As he just goes past him there, watch Michael Keane's right foot or his left foot just there.
It's clear.
It's so clear. How on earth, as VAR took 3 seconds to say that's not a penalty, I'll never know. That's a horrendous decision. It's definitely a penalty. It should be overturned. You can see, look at the player's reaction.
Does Havertz not step across, Michael?
But then you have to do that. You're stepping across to use your body to protect the ball. And then once he does that, he's in front of you. You have to just get out of his way.
So the guys think it's pretty clear. Kai Havertz brought down by Michael Keane. Did you think it was clear?
Oh, there was a penalty. I was forward and I alluded to this before. That's what I was taught, as you were, wasn't it?
I'll be honest with you, I thought he was going to upset me there.
No, that's what I was taught as a boy growing up. This push the ball there, step across. Yeah. He's out the game.
Yeah. I mean,
clips his heel.
Jamie Redknapp's absolutely right. And you know what, if we can see that again, the part of this that I don't understand is that the referee has the best view of this. He is literally looking down the line of this. Not this view. There's another view where the referees look this view. There is no excuses there why he can't see that himself. He could see that and say, right, there's contact. He's stepped on him. That's the reason why he's gone down. I don't even know why this needs to go to VAR, to be honest. The referee should have made that decision himself and stuck by it.
You know, Jamie made an interesting point there where he said they took 3 seconds. Now, we often criticise VAR for taking too long. Should they have taken more time with this one?
I don't know what they were looking at, but I wonder if they were looking at the upper body and think, well, there's not enough for a foul there. But I think it's a foul because I think he steps on his heel, as I said. Yeah. That's how I was taught. The interesting thing about that as well is that if I was the forward and you were the ref, the first thing I'd say is, why would I go down?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Why would I need to go down? Because I'm away.
He's going to have a shot. He's going to have a shot there easily. And this, again, this is the thing. I think you're right, to be honest. I think they were looking at the contact with the arm rather than the feet. And that's why they said, no chance, it's soft. But then, obviously, you haven't looked at the whole... they obviously haven't looked at his feet because that is that's obvious contact and it's an obvious penalty.
OK, let's move on to Everton because they had shouts for a free kick outside the box. Was William Saliba lucky to get away with this one?
I think that would have been soft again. People might say, oh, he's an Arsenal fan, but, I mean, Beto he's looking to go down already. He's not even landing and he looks like he's collapsing. So, for me, that's soft. His arms are around him, but I can't give penalties for that. I don't want to see that.
He's also in the air, isn't he? Beto's in the air. And Saliba may well say, I'm trying to stop him collapsing into me. If you look, Beto, when he puts his arm on him here, he's in the air. And he's not going to get the ball because the keeper's there. That's where it happens. The ball flies through to the keeper. It's almost like holding him up to stop him, almost to support him.
Yeah,
but that's not a foul for me.
Saliba's at the centre of our next talking point as well. Arsenal being labelled masters of the dark arts in their title pursuit. Were they up to something here? So Saliba goes down with a head injury. He's initially off the field, but as Arsenal medical team come on, his boot is on the pitch and play is stopped, much to the frustration of David Moyes. Talk us through this one. Could the referee have restarted the game?
Not with him like that. You know, you're almost at the mercy of the physio here, saying, "Look, can you move him off the pitch?" The answer is going to be a big fat no, isn't it? I can't move him. I've got to test him. So yeah,
Raya comes and moves him.
That's what you need. A little help from your friends.
Do you know what the thing? Listen.
Dark arts or no?
Football, yeah, dark arts definitely. But football is a game where you're going to obviously make the most of the rules if it gives you the advantage. And he's done that there. And, you know, until the rules are changed, teams are always going to do that.
It's like I said to you earlier in the season, wasn't it, that whenever a new law is amended, the first thing you do is work out how you can circumvent it.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what people do. How can they get around it?
Okay, already some big talking points, but still plenty to get through here on Ref Watch. Did the referee forget that he had already booked Goodmanson? Good morning, guys. We are going to start with a bizarre incident at Stamford Bridge. Newcastle were 1-0 winners at Chelsea on Saturday evening, but a lot of the talk was about something that happened before the game even started. Chelsea were doing their now usual huddle around the ball on the centre circle before kickoff. Referee Paul Tierney ended up in the middle of it. This is one of the strangest things we've seen, Dermot. What do you think?
Couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe it, Julie. Honestly, I watched Saturday night and just like, I get it, they want to show they're together and whatever, and they want a bond before a game, but do they have to do it there? I just see no need for it.
I'm kind of like, why has Paul got to stand there? Why has he got to stand there? Like, even when I was playing, like, referees are kind of in the vicinity of the penalty spot, but does he have to stand on the penalty spot?
That's the centre spot.
Yeah, but does he have to, the centre spot. Does he have to stand on the centre spot?
Well, he's want to...
He doesn't have to stand there, does he?
He doesn't have to.
I think
but they don't have to stand there either, do they?
I think it's more embarrassing that the referee just stood there. He could have just stepped out of the way. I think he just wanted to be famous.
Well, it was certainly one of the most awkward moments.
It was really awkward, though, because people are just thinking, why are you standing there?
Yeah, and the staring with Cole Palmer, it was so awkward.
Even Cole Palmer, you look at him and he's like looking at him like, what are you doing there? Like, why are you here for? It didn't make no sense to me, to be honest.
OK, well, let's hear what Chelsea head coach Liam Rosenior made of the situation.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. There's more focus and emphasis on the things that don't matter. I'm going to make it really clear. I want to protect my players. I'm respectful to the game. There is nothing that they're doing with that huddle that is disrespectful to the opposition. And do you know what's amazing? Before the game, it wasn't me. We had a meeting with the referee. My assistant goes in. The first thing he talks about is our huddle. And he says about when I complained about Arsenal being in our half. If Paul had focused more on his job, which was to make the right decision, we have a penalty today. My team showing unity is not as important as getting the decisions right on the pitch. I didn't speak to Paul today or his officials. I thought it wasn't the right thing to do today, but I'll be speaking to PGMOL. I'll be speaking to the refs and just trying to get an understanding of why that happened today.
Morosinier saying he thought his team should have had a penalty. We will come to that in a moment, but he did say he'd be speaking to the PGMO. What can be done to come to a conclusion that everyone's happy with, Dermot?
Difficult to say, Julia, but I see teams do it all the time. Do they have to do it there? I think that's the solution, isn't it? If you want to show bonding, you want to show you're together, great, but do they have to do it on a centre spot? I think not.
No, I agree with that part, by the way. I think they don't have to do it there, but as they've done it there all season, like he said...
Well, they haven't.
He said they do it there regular.
But it's only started the last few weeks.
No, but I'm saying they do it there. Since Rosenior's come in, they've been doing that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that, yes, they could maybe go somewhere else on the pitch and do it, because you can do that anywhere, team huddle, talk about it, G each other up, yes. But I think once they've gone to the centre spot, I think Paul can just get out of the way. For that few seconds, I didn't think he just needed to stand there, and especially when Rosenior's spoken to the officials before the game as well. He's told them what they're going to do, and he's still stood there and still gone there. I mean, it was just an embarrassing moment for both, I think.
It was a standoff in the end, wasn't it?
It was a standoff.
Okay, let's move on to that penalty incident that Rosenior was unhappy about. Cole Palmer going down in the box after contact with Nick Voltemade, but nothing given to him.
I don't think it's foul. I actually think Cole Palmer stands on Voltemade's foot. If you look here, I think he actually catches it there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's foul at all.
I agree with that one as well. Voltemade, if you look at him, he's put his foot ahead of Cole Palmer's foot. And then as Cole Palmer's put his foot down, he's felt contact and gone down, but it was initiated by Cole Palmer. I think it was an accident. I don't think he's looking for it, but he's felt it and he's just gone down. But Voltemade has just put his foot out innocently to try and, I don't know, block it or block him. But ultimately, I don't think that's a penalty.
He's also got his foot planted, hasn't
Planted, yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
it. His foot's planted, so there's no way he's going to try and foul him.
And he's not even reached for the ball.
No.
So I don't think that's a penalty.
Well, earlier in the game, Newcastle themselves wanted a penalty. Reece James bringing down Malik Chow at a corner. He's not even looking at the ball, but no penalty given. Why do you think?
Jay and I talk about this all the time. You know, if you're not looking at the ball, you know, you're taking a massive risk. If you look at him, there's no way he can ever say, I'm trying to look at the ball. And he's not trying to fend.
Yeah.
You know, when you're forward, you fend off the defenders. It's not, because he doesn't know where the ball is, and the ball's the clue, isn't it?
Do you know what they said and why they didn't give it?
Not enough contact, engaging together.
Yeah, I mean, that in itself is crazy because he's holding him. He's taken about what, if we can go back, he's probably taken about 4 steps, 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's taken about 5 steps there and he's holding him the whole way. He's not looking at the ball. He doesn't even know where the ball's going to. The ball actually goes in that vicinity where Chow probably would have gone to attack the ball. So I'm really surprised that has not been given as a penalty.
Wasn't there talk at the start of the season about being a little bit stricter about holding?
Yeah, it's interesting, Julie, isn't it, that we watched Arsenal, Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And it's got very, very tough for referees. But when you see that one, I think that's isolated. I think when you look at that as VAR, you can't unsee that. As Jay said, he goes 4 or 5 steps, never once looks at the ball.
Yeah.
Never once lets go of him until he goes down. You know, massive, massive risk. If you get pulled up, you can't argue. The pictures are there.
As well, I think the managers, if the players are not listening, the managers has to enforce the rules and say, listen, you can't be holding people. You have to be looking at the ball. You can have your arms out, you can feel, but as soon as you start holding and you're not looking at the ball, we're going to probably concede a penalty. I think that has to be enforced, or you know, people need to remind them. Because ultimately, we've seen this pretty much every week now, where players are giving away penalties because of this.
But I think you hit the nail on the head. They're not looking at the ball. That's the key thing, isn't it? Because everybody reaches, you're looking for your space, you're trying to find. But if you're not looking at the ball for such a long period, you know, that's come all the way from the corner. Yeah. Not once has he turned round.
Yeah, I think people need to understand as well. Like if I was marking Dermot, like this is feeling. I can feel him and I can look at the ball at the same time. When you start doing this and you can't see the ball, that's when it's a problem. But I think the game's changed. Like there's a lot more like zonal. You have a few people man marking, but a lot of it's zonal now. But as you can see in that instance, Reece James is marking Chow. I mean, marking Chow in itself is a mismatch. Chow must be like 6'4". And Reece James might be 5'9", maybe. I think that's a mismatch. I don't understand why you haven't got another centre half matching up to someone where they're, you know, similar height, where they can both go and attack the ball.